Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello to you. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Hello, everyone. Hi, hi, hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in and sit down. Welcome, everyone. Once you join, just tell me where your name and where you're calling, where you're chatting from, or where you're watching from. And please drop a comment, please. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, beautiful people. I came to show my beautiful face today. Hello, hello. We're going to be starting in a few minutes' time. I'm just here to show my face and to get to know my audience. If you see me looking down, I'm just trying to. I have my glasses. This is my reading glasses, so I always use it when I need to read, and I know I'll be reading a lot of comments, so that's why I have my glasses on. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please come in. Come in. Tell me where you're chatting from. Tell me where you're watching from. So, my name is Oluyemisi Akeju. I'm a mom of three and I live in the UK. I'm an immigrant mom. I live in the UK. I have two girls and one boy. The little boy is my toddler. I have two girls in the primary school. One is going to the secondary school soon. So, how do I navigate? How do I navigate living in the UK with three lovely children? Hello, Tags. Hello. Hello, Tags. Welcome to the live stream. You live in the UK. Oh, welcome. Where are you in the UK? Where are you watching from in the UK? Nice to see you. Hello, Tags. Nice to see you. Come in, come in, come in. Come in, everyone. How are you guys? Are you a mom or a dad? Oh, hello, Jordan. Nice to see you, Jordan. You live in the UK as well. Where are you from in the where? Which city? Which city? Is it sunny? It's sunny now. It's a beautiful day. I'm from Wales. Oh, Jordan. How's Wales now? I'm from England. I'm in England. How's Wales? Is it as sunny? It's sunny here. It's so beautiful. The weather is so beautiful. Look at my background. I'm only using the sunlight from outside. I'm only facing the window. Look at my background. My background is so beautiful. How's Wales today? How's the weather? I'm in England. I'm in England. Thanks for coming, Tags. Thanks for coming, Jordan. It's so warm. I always thought Wales and Scotland are like the colder part of the UK, even in the warm. I have a friend in Scotland. I spoke to her yesterday. She said it's still cold. Like even though the weather is this is summer, it's not really summering. It's just still cold, which is good. which is good. Is if it's not too um your fave Napchan, Scotland. Is it cold? Very cold. Wow. Very cloudy. Yes, even though it's so sunny here, it looks a bit cloudy. So, you know, but then the sunshine overpowers. It looks just a bit cloudy. I was wondering because I took my toddler to his nursery this morning, and that's why I'm able to do this live stream when I'm off. I'm off work today, and my toddler is working because he works 3 days. I mean, he goes to the nursery 3 times a week. So he's going, today is his full day. So on Wednesdays, he does only 3 hours. But today, Thursday, he does full day, which means we'll be closing by 3. So I'm so excited to be able to do this live stream. If he was at home, I won't be able to do. He would just be distracting. I was outside to get my cat, and it is definitely cold. Wow. Wow. Jordan says, well, God bless you and hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm having a wonderful day. That's why I'm here. I just want to show my face. So if just do well to like, just like double tap on the screen. Just double tap on the screen, like the video, and then subscribe if you like the content. So I create content around motherhood. I create content around my life in the UK, how I'm navigating with my children, with my husband, with my family, and, the support system, one or two support systems, that we are able to get. And my toddler. So, but today I would be talking about my toddler. Sorry, let me get my phone. I'll be talking about my toddler, how I'm managing, how um how I'm managing with my toddler in the UK. Have you ever been to Scotland? No. I wanted to go to Scotland this year on holiday. I was contemplating on going to either Scotland or Wales for my summer holiday. But I now got a cheaper offer in England. Let me not say cheaper, a more affordable offer in England. So I'll be staying within England for my summer. We're going to be having like a summer camp kind of arrangement. I'll share it in one of my videos. So that's why I'm not coming to Scotland again. I would have been in Scotland. So your faves, Napchan. I've not been to Scotland, but I plan to. I may still be in Scotland this year because I mean it's just a coach away or a train away. So I may still be in Scotland. Yes, I'm having a wonderful day so far. I'm having a wonderful, lovely day. So look at how excited I am. The weather is so beautiful. God bless you. Having me. Thank you. I was outside to get my. Thank you so much. Welcome. Welcome to the live stream. So just double tap on the screen. Double tap on the screen, just like the video. But I'm actually from Poland. Okay, okay. Okay. So are you working in the UK or you're schooling in the UK? So as I was saying, I just want to, give you some stories about something that happened to me while I was in the UK with my toddler. I've shared that video previously. I've shared the video. So if you check my video, you will see, you'll be able to watch the full version of what I'm going to tell you about. So, like I said, I'm all ears. Your frames, you're excited to hear my story, right? So, so the story goes by like this. I don't even think I need the glasses because I thought I'll be needing this is my reading glasses. I thought I'll be needing my reading glasses, but I think I can see. Even though this is, when I put this on, it's clearer. Yeah, it's clearer. Yeah, it's clearer, but without the glasses, I can still see, but I will just have to strain my eyes. But I can still see. Thank you. Thank you, your fave gun, your fave Nab Chan. Thank you. So the story goes like this. And this story is not for moms alone. It's not for moms alone. It's for everybody. It's just, I just want to share my truths and, something very emotional that happened to me within the UK. Is your husband and kids okay for money in the UK? I don't understand. I don't really understand this. So, as I was saying, so sometime in 2023, I observed that, do I need money? Everybody needs money, Jordan. Everybody needs money. Who does not need money? I'm sure you need money as well. So sometime in 2023, um, my son was 2 year old then. I just observed that when he sleeps, is always really snoring, and the snoring is always so deep. Like, it's so, when in Coventry, we're living back in Coventry then. Coventry is in England, and you will be upstairs. His room is upstairs, and when I'm in the kitchen cooking downstairs, I hear his snore, like a 2 year old snoring so loudly, like a 50-year-old man. And I'm always like, "Ah, what kind of snore? Is this normal?" Very deep snore. And at some point, yeah, has he got asthma? My daughter does. Charlotte. Yeah, yeah, Charlotte. So what happened, Charlotte, is that I was now wondering what actually was causing this snore. It was so loud. It was so loud. And it's not even the snore alone. When he snores, he would, at some point, he will hold his breath. He would hold his breath, and that's called sleep apnea. Sleep apnea means that, loss of breath for some minutes. So you will be wondering where the breath has gone to. He will hold his breath and then just come back again. He will just jack back again. So this was going on. I told myself, no, this mother instinct. I told myself, no, 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 no. I need to dig this deep. I cannot just be a lukewarm mom. I'm not a lukewarm mom. So I called the GP, and yeah, Jordan says, yeah, we all need money, but if you and your kids need money, I'll bless you with some. Jordan, who are you? Then your fave Chan said, I have asthma. Oh dear. Oh dear. So what are you using to treat your asthma, Fave? Can I call you Chan? Because your name is long. Your Fave Chan. So Chan, what are you using to treat your asthma? Have you got the um what's it called now? Yeah, Charlotte is sleep apnea. Yeah. So he started having sleep apnea. Then Charlotte said, I have sleep apnea after having my second child. Really? Yeah. You use your inhaler, Chan, right? So as I was saying, I now called the GP and I told them that I was worried that, my son breathed so loudly, and he usually have the sleep apnea, and then they booked an appointment for us. So when they booked the appointment, and at that time, he wasn't really talking as such. Meanwhile, I said I have three children. I have three older children. So one is 11, the other one is 9 years old. So he's the third one. And they at that age, they were already saying some things, even though, in a childish way, they were already saying some things, but he wasn't really saying it. So I didn't want to get myself worked up, but at the back of my mind, I was like, okay, no child is the same, right? So when I called the GP, And they booked an appointment for us. And I explained all these things. Meanwhile, before then, I've spoken to some I have some friends who are um, pediatric doctors, and they just gave me like idea of, oh, I hope this is not this is not it could be um, adenoids. It could be adenoids, you know, that is blocking that breathing. And then they checked, when we got to the GP, they checked his tonsils. They saw that it was large. It was large. So they had to schedule us for NHS appointments. And you know how NHS appointment can be. Oh dear. So we were on the waiting list. And this thing I'm telling you was in 2022, right? And we were on the waiting list for 2024 August. 2024 August, almost 1 year. So I was like, Chan said inhaler, okay. So I told myself, I hope I will not just go to another country to go, because the GP eventually said we have to take out that tonsils, and then there's adenoids blocking his nose, obviously, that they checked and they saw that. So he had both large adenoids and large tonsils. 2-year-old, a little boy, and he wasn't sleeping. He was disturbing his quality of life. It was disturbing my own quality of life, because sometimes in the night I just sit up and just start watching him breathe, as if there's anything I can do. But I just sit down and start watching him sleep. And then when he does this, it's a concern for me. It's a big concern for me. So I spoke to at some point, ambulance came to him 2 times. Some midnights, when he just goes blank like that, before he would breathe again, it would take long. So I had to call the ambulance. At some point, I called them that day. I told myself, no, 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 this is not the GP case. So I called the ambulance. I told them that a child is less than 5. So if a child is less than 5 years old, oh, they take they take action more. So it's the child is less than 5, it's 2 years old, it's 2 years old plus. And this is what I'm going through. It's affecting his quality of life, it's affecting my own mental states, and of course my own quality of life as well. And he needs to be seen. I feel like he needs to be seen urgently. So yeah, Chan, a 2-year-old, really, I'm telling you, Chan. So while I was on the phone with the um, paramedics, I was on the phone with them because I had to call the emergency. I was on the phone with them. They already got my postcode, everything. Before I knew it, they just said, go downstairs and open the door. The ambulance is outside. And I was like, woo, wow. You know, I checked my window. I saw the ambulance was there. And I saw, I really, at that point, I really appreciated the medical team, the UK medical team, the NHS. I really, really, gave kudos to, because it didn't take long at all, especially when they knew that he was 2 years old. So, I was just on the phone with them. And then, because the first thing they will ask you is your address and your postcode and your telephone number in case the phone cuts off. These are the things that they ask. So while you're talking on the phone, they're already getting someone to come to that postcode. And then, because I mentioned he has sleep apnea, and sleep apnea means like loss of breath. So I think those are the reasons why they got into action. So when I checked the window, I saw the ambulance was there. I started, I just went downstairs. I woke my children, told them that, they have to prepare themselves for, okay, my husband he was off that day. So he just back, he stayed back. And then I just let my children know that I'll likely be going to the hospital. They may likely take him to the hospital. So while we opened the door, two paramedics just came along. They ran upstairs to my bedroom. They were carrying is it the defibrillator? The Now I missed it. So they carried all their boxes, oxygen, everything. They carried, they brought everything up to the bedroom immediately. And then my son was there in bed. So they checked, and that boy, even if he's going through serious, he has very um high pain threshold. So even if he's going through pain, he will still be laughing and smiling. So I was like, oh, this boy should just be sleeping, because assuming he's not sleeping, he's awake, he will be jumping around, even though he's in pain. That's how much, I was scared, like, let him just be sleeping, because they will just take us like on serious. So he was still sleeping. And then when they got to the room, all of them, everybody, they were really, oh, no, no, no. No, I was so impressed. They came in. You would think it's a movie. I thought I was watching a movie. They opened their boxes, and then they were like, "Where is he? Where is he? Can we?" And then they checked his leg. They put some medical stuffs on his leg, his chest. They were able to check the oxygen level, and then they saw that, he was breathing in more. Is it more carbon dioxide? Now I missed it, but they realized and they saw that, what I was saying was true. He was, please guys, can you double tap? Just double tap on your screen. Just double tap on your screen. And can you like the video, like, subscribe, like my video, please, and subscribe. So as I was saying, so when they checked, they saw that, this is actually true. The guy needs help. So, Chan, is he okay now? Yes. So I want you to just listen to. Oh, thank you for months. Hello, my guy is here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Tech Informant. Thank you so much. Charlotte said, I just had a phone call. I missed how it got to this point. So, Charlotte, there's a video about it. Just search my name and search for the video. Search for the video. Or you can just drop a comment. Just drop a comment, and then I would, no, just search for the video. I think it's easier that way. So, as I was saying, they saw that um, he really needed help, and then they told me that they have to take him into the ambulance and take him to the A&E, the emergency unit. So I was ready for it. So I told them, yes, it was fine. It was fine. I called I think I was supposed to work on that day. So I just sent a message to my manager. And my manager is a medical, she's my former manager then. She's a um, she's a senior nurse. She's a senior nurse. So she understood. I just told her what happened and what happened before and after. And then I told her that I won't be coming to work because I have to go to the hospital with my son. So I packed a few things in the bag, and then he was taken. I think, was he carried in? No, he wasn't. I had to carry him. So we went in the ambulance. So my neighbors that were looking through the window, they called me. I was like, is everything okay? I saw ambulance outside your house. Is everything fine? Is your son okay? I saw, they were asking so many questions. I told them, yes, it's okay, but I'll tell you about it later on. So we went into the ambulance with my son. They put him in a stretcher-like kind of bed. He was really looking comfortable. So they put him there. Wow. So those things that they attached to his body was still there, though. So it was still there, just so that they can monitor him. So we went to the hospital. The ambulance took us to the hospital. So when we got there, yeah, Chan, he's okay. Thank you. So when we got to the hospital, we were on the queue. There were so many other emergencies. So when we got to the hospital, we um, were on the queue, because we had other people that the ambulance brought. So it was our turn. We explained everything to them that he's always having. I explained everything to the pediatrician that he's always having sleep apnea. I'm really worried, and this is affecting his quality of care, his quality of life. And I feel like that's the more reason why he's not really saying anything, because he wasn't really saying much. I'm telling you, he wasn't really talking at that age. He wasn't, I think he said mommy, daddy. That was the only thing he was saying at over 2 years old. So I just had to just bear my mind to them that it is a cause for worry. So when they checked the waiting list, which was August 2024, and they saw that it was too long, they had to, so that emergency case had to let them bring it backwards. They moved it backwards. And they moved it closer, rather. They had to move that date closer. And we were discharged. So they told us to get this thing that this inhaler is not inhaler, it's a machine that you breathe in gas. So it's for people that have asthma. So you can breathe it in. I ordered it from Amazon, but he didn't use it. So we had to give it out. So we went back home and nebulizer, Charlotte, thank you. Nebulizer. So even this nebulizer, I think I put it on Facebook Marketplace for anybody that needs it. And then somebody from Wales indicated, and I had to post it to her because I know that this thing, it was a bit expensive, and I know that somebody will need it, so we had to just give it out. So after that day, they told me that if I have any concerns, I should just come. Yeah, Charlotte, they are expensive, and I didn't just want it to be sitting there, because somebody else will be needing it. So I had to just post it to whoever needs it. So after then, we were it continued, but I was rest assured that the date has been moved, and then we'll be called very soon, because they told us we'll be called within a month. Yes, within a month we'll be called. So that was really, really good for us. So we were waiting and praying to God. God is always with us. So we were waiting and praying, even though this sleep apnea continued. So that fateful time, I got another job. In another city, in the same England, but in another city, and we had to move. So, but we were on the waiting list for the former place, that's Coventry, that we were living. We were on the waiting list for Coventry, but we had to move to another city. But the minute we got to the city, what I did was I registered in the city and then had to just tell them all over again that he's on the waiting list in my previous city, but I'm just going to register in case we get a closer date. So we were on the waiting list in 2 cities, but I was able to get a closer date in my former place. So they sent a message to me that fateful day, and they gave us the date of appointment. So we prepared. They told us what and what to do, preparation, and all of that. So yes, okay. So we prepared. I asked a lot of questions. They sent a lot of leaflets so that we can go through. I can go through, and the dad as well, so we can read before the day. So on the fateful day, we traveled in a coach. We went in a coach and we came back in train? I was supposed to book a train. So that we have um, shorter period to get back to my city, because after the surgery, we were told that he shouldn't be in an enclosed place for a while. A closed place can be a car, a coach, a train, and so I had to cancel the coach because I bought a return ticket. So I had to cancel the coach. But let me just continue my story. So when we got to the hospital, Chan, okay, no problem. Thank you, Chan. So just subscribe, okay? Subscribe to the channel and then like the video. Just watch some of my videos, okay? All right, thank you so much for coming, Chan. So as I was saying, please guys, just like my video as you come. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. So as I was saying, when we got to Bless you and your family and stay safe and have a good rest of your day. And I did and I will. Thank you so much, Chan. Thank you. Bless you. God bless you as well. So when we checked in, we checked into the hospital, like checking into the hotel. We checked in. The guy was full of life. My boy was full of life, and um, we were in children. Oh, thank you, Chan. So we were admitted in the children's section. We were admitted in the children's section. So yeah, so what happened was I saw a lot of mothers that their children were going to have the same surgery. So in the children's section, it always looks so beautiful. The children's section of the hospital, oh my God, you would think it always looks so beautiful, very colorful. And then they had another like inner play area, and then they had another like outdoor play area where all the children toys, playthings, and they had like a library section. So it was just looking beautiful, and it would keep, the purpose was just to keep the children engaged. So we were there, and in that ward there were like one, two, three, like 8 children with the parents, like 8 children, yeah, 8 or even more, with their parents waiting for the surgery. So some of them were only going to do tonsils surgery, and some of them were only going to do adenoid surgery, and some of them. So the surgeries just had to do with tonsils, adenoids, and respiratory parts of the body. So what happened was before it was our time. Sorry, I just want to. Before it was our turn, we were told to go and. Oh, thank you guys for liking the video. Thank you so much. So we were told to just hang around. So the children already changed into the hospital where the children hospital where they already did change them into it. And then I think they checked the vitals. All the vitals were checked. So all the children were in the play area, the indoor play area. It was a cold period. Yes, it was cold. So they were in the indoor play area. So they were all just hanging around. And then we parents were also, hanging. We were also, just chit chatting, asking questions. Are you for adenoids? Are you for tonsils? So adenoids, like I said, there's this thing, is a flesh blocking the nostrils. And then tonsils is the one blocking the mouth area. So we're busy talking, discussing. So the children would go, and they told us that within 30 minutes the surgery will be done. So they will call each child to go to the theater like place, because it's not really theater like that. It's a minor surgery according to them. Oh, Charlotte, your sister had her adenoids out. Wow. How old was she then? How old was your sister? Because I learned that the older you get, it will be more painful. So it's better to do it within when the children are young, when you're younger. It's better. So the children, they were going in, they were calling them in for the surgery. And before you know it, within 30 minutes, they are coming out. So it was like that. They called the children to go in. The parents will also go with them. And within 30 minutes, they come out of the theater. Let me call it that, theater. Charlotte said she was about 6 years old. She used to snore really bad, and she still does, just not as loud. Okay. but the adenoids was taken out, right? And I learned that the more they grow, if they grow out of it. So that's what the GP also told me, that they tend to grow out of these adenoids. They grow out of it. So as the children were going and coming, it was our turn. Finally, it was our turn. And they told us that, oh, we may even be discharged that day because it's a minor surgery. Charlotte, Charlotte said, yeah, she had to have cameras up. Sorry, so that I need to see this properly. She had to have cameras up her nose. She hated it. I remember her crying. Yeah, it's not anything. Any medical procedure is always so. It just makes you feel so anxious. Anything that has to do. I told you there's this video I made about my own medical procedure that I did sigmoidoscopy, something like that. The video is up. You can just go and watch it. It just makes you anxious, not to talk of children. So when it was our turn, the doctors, meanwhile, the nurses came to prep us, to tell us what to expect before and after. You know, they came, the doctors came, introduced themselves, those that would do the surgery. Everybody came to introduce themselves. They came to tell us what and what would be happening before and after. So when it was our turn, we were called in. The mom, I was told to come in if I want to. And they told us the three ways that they can make him sleep. And so they said it's either was it the cannula? Was it the cannula? But he rejected it, and then we had to go on he had to use the gas. So they put the gas on him. They put the gas on his face. And he was even like trying to fight it. He didn't just want anything around him or around his face. So they just told us that they asked for my consent if we should go ahead, because it was declining. And in the UK, once anybody declines anything, they don't want to go for that. So they just needed my consent, and I said yes, it was fine. I mean, we've come all the way. We've come all the way, and I don't want this to deter that. So yes, they can go ahead. So they put the face mask that has the gas on his face. Yeah, it's horrible, Charlotte. Yeah, it's horrible when your kids are upset. So even when they put it on his face, I was a bit like, how this mother kind of, I was like, but we just have to go ahead. So when they put the gas, he was still struggling. And before you know it, this boy was going limp just right in front of my eyes. And the next thing, he was asleep. The gas, he has inhaled a lot of gas and he was asleep. And when the nurses, the doctors saw how I looked, they reassured me that it was okay. It was fine. That it was just to make him relax while the surgery was going on. So I said, fine, that's okay. So they told me to go. If I want to have something to eat or drink, I can go and have it now, that within 30 minutes or at most 45 minutes, they would call me. So I said, okay. And I wished them all good luck. I sent silent prayers. So I went back to the ward where his bed was. I think I brought food. Yeah, I brought food. Oh, the lady that I stayed with, the lovely lady that I stayed with, she prepared food because we came a day before. Yes, we arrived a day before and we slept over and then came that early morning so that we don't miss the appointment for anything. So she packed food, drinks, and everything. So when I got to my son's side of my son's ward, the side of the bed, I was given a chair and everything. So I ate, but my mind was still there. I was trying to distract myself with the phone. Sorry, I just need to. Sorry. I was trying to distract myself with the phone. I was checking the time. The time was ticking, and I told myself it's almost 30 minutes. When, sorry. So I told myself it's almost 30 minutes. Um, I'm just trying to. So I told myself it's almost 30 minutes. And 30 minutes came, he was still not out. 35 minutes came, he was still not out. 40 minutes came, he was still not out. 45 minutes came, he was not out. 50 minutes came, he was not out. I started pacing. I was going and coming. I was going and coming. When I got to the entrance of the theater, I told them that they told me 30 minutes or at most 40 minutes. But my son is not out yet. Is there any problem? And then they were like, no, I should just go back to sit. I should just go back and sit down, that everything is fine. That sometimes it can be like that and all of that. So they tried to console me, right? So I went back to the ward. At this point, I was so restless. I was so restless. And you know the funny thing? One of the doctors came to the bedside and was going to say something, and he went back again. And that was when I got worried. Like, what did this doctor want to tell me that, I mean, he couldn't say, and then he went back? So it was becoming suspicious, and I was like, I have to stand up. I went back there and I said, can I see my son? Is anything going on? Meanwhile, there were two wards, like two theaters. So I saw other children coming out from the next theater. I saw other children that left after my son. They had gone in and they had come out. Like, yeah, one of them, and another one was going in. And I became so worried at this point. And I was like, can I just see my son? Where is he? Which ward? Which theater? Can I see him? And they were all like, the expression on their faces. I said, no, what is going on? They said I should go and sit down. Someone is coming to see me. So by the time I sat down, I couldn't even sit. I couldn't even sit again. I was sitting, standing, going around, pacing. I picked my phone. I couldn't, my hand was already shaking. My hand was shaking because the expression on their faces and the fact that he had spent more than 1 hour inside the theater, and I didn't even know, nobody was telling me anything. So I told them I need somebody to tell me what is going on. Charlotte said, Charlotte, you said I'll be asking them, where's my child? Honestly, you'll be causing sin. Yeah. So I was like, no, I don't want to cause a sin, but what is going on? One of the mothers that, we were, we, their children were in the play area together inside the indoor play stuff. The child was already out, and she was like, what is everything okay? I said, I believe everything is okay. So that moment, three doctors came, three doctors, they came to me and asked me to sit down. I sat down, but my hands were already cold because I was like, where is my son? I'm seeing just the doctors. Is there anything the problem? Where is my son? And they said I should sit down. They need to talk to me. And I was like, what is the problem? Is there anything the problem? They said, yeah, the surgery was successful. It was successful, but at some point he had um, a, a more deeper sleep apnea. And sleep apnea to me means that you loss of breath. And when they said they had a more deeper sleep apnea, I was like, can you say it in simple English, please? Just say it in simple English. I want to understand what you're saying. I stood up at that point. I stood up and they told me to sit down. You know, when confusion And I was like, can you just explain yourself? I don't understand. Where is my son? Where is he? And they said, oh, during the surgery, he's on oxygen right now. That during the surgery, the adenoids was so large, the tonsils was so large, and it was really bad. And um, just to cut the long story short, and it happens sometimes in rare cases. And but now he's on oxygen. All I said was, can I see my son? Can you just take me to my son? They said yes, that they will get somebody to come to bring me inside the theater. And the doctors left again. At this point, the other mothers, when the doctors left, the other mothers that were chatting together, they all came to me. I was like, is everything the problem? Is everything okay? I couldn't even really mutter anything. I was just like, I just hope everything is fine, because I don't understand. I didn't even understand. I couldn't assimilate what they were telling me. I just needed to see my son. And the mothers were like, trying to reassure me that everything was fine. But was I assured? Not long after, um, another nurse came and then said I should come into the theater. By the time I got in there, I just saw a lot of people with my son. And I was so scared. Like, what is this? What are these people doing with my son? And the way they were looking at me, no, I was numb. I didn't even know what to come out of my mouth. I just went straight to his bed. I saw him on oxygen. I lifted his head was dropping. And they just told me to climb the bed, the stretcher bed. There was a nurse, a woman figure, a woman that was lying down on the bed. So I think they just told somebody to lie on the bed so that he can. So he was lying he was lying. I don't know, I'm feeling a bit emotional. So he was lying on the chest of the nurse. And I saw my son's body. He was just there. And they told me that I should climb the bed so that he can lie on my chest. He can hear my heartbeats. So I climbed on that bed and I made him, lie on my chest so that he can feel my heartbeats. So as I was even carrying him, his hand was dropping, his head was dropping. And, it was just, I was so overwhelmed. I didn't just know what, my head was light. But I was praying, I was having this silent prayer that, God, I know you're not going to leave me to this. You have to come true for me. So I lay on the stretcher and he laid on my head. So I just took his ears and I was talking to him. I was talking to him. I was calling his name. I was really, really calling his name out. You have to wake up. You, this boy, this is not the arrangement that I made with God. This is not what God told me. You have to wake up. I came in with you and I will leave this hospital with you. You have to wake up. Your sisters are waiting for you. You have so many things to do in this life. So you have to wake up. I was just like talking to him. He was still there. So they asked permission to wheel us out to the emergency ward. To the emergency ward. They wheeled us out, and the way everybody was looking at us, I was like, God, no, this is not our arrangement. This is not the plan. This is not the plan, God. This is not the plan. And I know you won't leave, you will not leave us. So we were wheeled out into the A&E emergency kind of ward. We had all these computers and everything was everywhere. And then my son's body was filled with um, what do they call these things that is just attached? They've attached so many things to his body, to his feet, his fingers, his chest, his face, the oxygen. So he had everything attached to his body. And we were wheeled into that room. Before we got to that room, people were already waiting for us. The nurses, they were so, in fact, medical professionals, I respect you guys. I respect you guys. I respect them. They were already there waiting for us. They just introduced themselves, reassured us so much. They reassured us, and they reassured us, my son, because he was still like limp at that time. Let me call it limp at that time. So he was still limp, and by the time we got to, by the time they packed us well, they just were explaining. They told me that it would be nice for him to remain on my chest. That they just want him to be on my chest, just to hear my heartbeat. So he was on my chest throughout that period, and I was speaking to him. 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 And I was telling God, no, you have to do this, God. If not for if this one, you have to do it. So I was speaking to him. The nurses, doctors were running around. They were coming to ask few questions about um, his health history. They were asking if he had allergic to anything. I said, no, he's not allergic to anything. He doesn't have um, like any food. It wasn't. I just answered all their questions as they were asking, and it was just a moment. It was just a moment of turnaround. You know, there's a deep, just a thin line. There's a thin line between life and death. There's just a thin line between life and death. So my boy was still there. I had to grab my phone. Somehow I grabbed my phone. I had to tell my husband that this is what is going on. I called some respected people. I told them this is what is going on. I told some people to pray for me, and that they should pray for me and pray with me, that this is what is going on, and I know God will not leave me to this. So the professionals were going on. They were checking the vitals. It was dropping. The vitals was dropping, and they were just looking for ways to. They were doing everything they could. They were doing everything that they could. um at some point, I just thought to myself, I just had that positive mindset. That boost just came to me, and I said, I'm going on with this child, and this child is going to wake up now. I'm going with. So I started singing, praises. I was just thanking God that He has already done it. I was thanking Him because a grateful heart will get more. So I was thanking God already that He has done it. They were checking the vitals. At some point, they told me that they taught me how to check the vitals. That if it keeps going up, then it's a good sign. But if it keeps going down, they have to really boost this thing. So I think they were putting some things more in that gas. I think that time my head was just overworking. I was just thinking of so many things. So I didn't think straight. So we were on this some consultants came. There's a consultant that came from Birmingham. Some people were just coming like to check what was going on, what they could do. And I really appreciated those moments. I really appreciated those moments. I really appreciate, so because in cases where there is no intervention like this, I don't know what would have happened. And the thought of it is making me even cringe, because I don't know what would have happened if there was no medical intervention, right? Straight from that surgery, straight from the theater. So the consultants came, everyone came, and um, suddenly my boy sneezed. He just sneezed. He sneezed. And do you know what happened when he sneezed? He took out all those things. He was just taking them out one by one. Those things that they put on his body, he was just taking them out. one by one. He took out the one, and then he climbed down from the bed, climbed out of my chest, and went down. In fact, when he was climbing down, the things that were hanging on his body, I had to just call attention of the nurses and everybody that they should come and check him because he's just going out of, I mean, he's awake and then he's leaving the bed. In fact, it was when they saw this happening that they came to meet me and said, "Oh, we have not seen, this is just a rare case." That's what they told me. They said, "This is a rare case. It's been a long," one of them even said, since it's been in practice, that, this has not, number one, that the tonsils was so large, adenoids was so large for a 3-year-old, because as at then it was already, yes, it was already three. A 3-year-old would have such large tonsils, and all this happened to him within this few period, and he's jumping out of bed. He just came out of bed, took those things out, and then there were so many toys around. I said there's a children's section, children's ward. So they had so many colorful things around, and they had toys on the floor, toys like books, everywhere was looking colorful. And he just came down from the bed and went to one of the toys and started playing. My joy was full. I continue thanking God because I know that no other person can do it than this, my God. My joy was full. My joy was full. I'm sure he was wondering what is going on here. He just started playing with it. So they took out the mask and said, now he doesn't need this mask. At this point, he doesn't need this oxygen again. He didn't need this oxygen. So that mask was taken out, and the other doctors came in. I think they told themselves, and then they came in to the ward to check him and to tell me that this thing that happened is just rare. It's rare. This thing that happened is just, some of them, not everybody believes, not all of them believes in God. So they were just so amazed at at his sudden recuperation, at his sudden, he just stood up suddenly and he was playing. I had to take pictures. I took pictures of when he was on my chest. I took pictures of, when my face looking sad. And then I took pictures of few minutes later, this boy on the floor playing with the toys. That was really, really a turning point, like I said, a turning point for me, because this minute I was thinking in this direction, and the next minute I'm thinking in another direction. So it was such a big moment for me. And I had to call the dad to give him the feedback that this is the outcome, this is what is going on now. So that is what happened in the hospital. So they told us that they won't let us go that day, even though they've told us earlier on that it's a day surgery, that we can be discharged after the surgery. But they said we can't go that day, and we can't even go the next day. They have to monitor him. So we were in that ward throughout that time. They tried to give him, did he eat? No, he couldn't eat because that place was a bit sore. It was sore because of the surgery. It was sore. But they said if he can try to take hot chocolate. So I think he was given hot chocolate drink, which he took with the straw. He was able to take just a bit, but he couldn't really, the pain was so much. The pain was so much. I can imagine. And for myself, I've had my tonsils taken out before when I was in secondary school. So I know how the pain was. I missed the whole term. Yeah, I missed the whole term when I took out my tonsils. So I could just imagine what this boy was feeling and what he was facing. So the after that phase, they were coming to check us. Nurses, doctors were coming to check us regularly. throughout that day, they were coming to check. They asked me, they served me food. They asked me what I wanted. They served me um, lovely food, lovely food, three-course meal. I ate, you know, they made me very comfortable. They made me really, really comfortable. But my son was not really eating, and it was because of that pain. So um, that day went. He was still, when it was time to sleep, we were asked to still put the or is it oximeter? It was put on his leg so that we could still monitor the vitals on the screen. We were still monitoring the vitals, and when he was sleeping, it was dropping. It was dropping. And because the nurses have explained to me how it works, I had to call them when I saw that it was really dropping. And they called the doctor. You know, I think they administered some things. So we kept on monitoring up until the next day. It was fluctuating. The the system, his body, his body system, his body system was fluctuating. So the doctors and nurses told us that they won't release us that second day because of the fluctuation. They need him to be stable before he's discharged, which makes a lot of sense. He needs to be discharged. He needs to be stable before he's being discharged. So I mean, I agreed. Why would I want to risk that kind of situation? So the second day, he was being observed as well. He wasn't really eating. He would just take a sip of hot chocolate, but he wasn't eating. And I'm sure it's because of the pain. He wasn't eating, but he was playing so much. So they had to tell him that that ward was too small for him. And there's another ward that had bigger play area. So the nurses advised that I should take him to the bigger play area. That I should take him to that bigger play area, which I did. And he was more comfortable there. He was happy. Um, but he wasn't really eating. So sometimes he would just take biscuits because they said he should take crackers, biscuits. So he would just take biscuits sometimes and then drop it. He would take a bite or two of some things and then he would drop it. So they said they are more concerned about him taking fluids, that he has to be really, really hydrated. So he has to be taking fluids. So I was just like practically trying to get him to take fluids, water, drink, hot chocolates. I was trying to get him to take all those, which was a struggle. But I mean, those are the things that we have to get going. So we were on that this third day. So by the second day, because I had already booked, like I said, I'd already booked transport return tickets. I'd booked return tickets. So, but because we were not discharged the second day, and even the third day, I was planning to, because I already booked, I changed the ticket. It's a non-refundable ticket. So that money wasted. And um, I had to book, I was contemplating between train and coach because train was faster but more expensive. Coach would take us 6 hours, but train was going to take like 3 hours, 3.5 hours thereabouts. So I was contemplating, and I didn't even mind the money. So, but when I confirmed from the doctor that can he still go in a coach, because the doctor said he can't be in an enclosed place after the surgery, and this was 3 days after, which means he was safe. So we're told that he could go. He was safe 3 days after to go in a coach. So I just had to book a coach that would take us back to my new city. So that is the story, and that is how we're able to. That's how we're able to stabilize him, the doctors, and thanks to God Almighty. That's how we're able to stabilize him, and he was discharged with a lot of medication that he was going to be taking. And that's like another phase, his recovery. So his recovery was another phase, because that was when 7 days later, the pain was out of this world. He was in so much pain. I was crying for him. My boy was in so much pain. So we traveled back home. He was playing the fourth day, fifth day. He was playing, but by the fifth day, he was in so much pain. He had fever. He was, at some point, one of the days I had to swap my off days with the day I'm working, so that I won't go to work, because I couldn't stand to see him in so much pain. It was disturbing for me as well. And I know that if I go to work, I may not concentrate. It would affect me. So I had to swap my shifts with a colleague. And then um, it was like that. We wake up midnight to give him the medication, because the doctor said up until midnight, we shouldn't miss that medication. So he was being given that medication morning, day, night, midnight. He was being given that medication. And we went through that phase. It got better by the grace of God, but that phase was, I said my son has a high threshold for pain. If he's in pain, he will still be playing and be laughing. But this one, it was written all over his face. It was written all over his face. He was in so much pains. He was in so much pains, and I felt I felt bad. I felt bad for my baby. Sorry, I'm just trying to. I felt so bad. So sorry. Oh my. So by the time we finished that phase, I thank God for that phase. It got better, and now it was a case of it wasn't snoring anymore. It wasn't snoring. Before he had deep, very deep snore, like a 50-year-old man. But he wasn't the snore. He was sleeping peacefully. His sleeping was so silent. He was silent. But during that time, just after the surgery, he was still snoring. So they told us that we shouldn't worry if he snores just after the surgery. That because the surgery that was done, those parts of the tissues will swell. It will still swell, but it will now go down as it is healing. That it will go down. So after the healing process, his sleeping was so smooth. It was smooth. He was sleeping really good, really well. And then what happened? We started noticing, as 3 years plus, 3 years, in the UK, if you're less than 5 years old, you have health visitors that will come and visit you, the child. So the health visitors already noticed that he was supposed to have been saying some words that he wasn't saying at that. So he wasn't meeting that milestone of his speech. He wasn't talking. So at that point that he was 3 years old, he wasn't saying the things he was supposed to say. So no, so now we have passed that stage of the surgery. We are now facing the speech delay stage. So we were referred to the speech and language. Speech and language. We've been on the speech and language though. So they referred us back because they said that speech may be due to those things that blocked his nose and his throat. So after giving it some time, he was still not really saying, he was still not meeting that um, milestone. So we went back to the speech and language therapist, and because we were not communicating, he was still on his diapers. But I have a success story on the potty training, how I was able to stop him from using the diaper within a set amount of time, and it worked for us. So that is another. I think I'll come again, but I've done a video on it though. I did a video on it. So because we were not communicating, he my boy was not, he was still using the DAP, he was still using the dapper. He wasn't able to communicate his needs. He didn't know what he wanted. So sometimes he will just come and pull you. So if he wants to communicate, he will pull you to whatever he wants you to do. If he wants to eat, he will pull you and start pointing. So whatever he wants, he will just, he'll have to pull you to take you to the direction of what he wants. So he couldn't communicate his continence needs. He couldn't communicate it. So even if there was a time I kept telling him, no, you have to stop using the diaper. So I think that's even upset him more. So we had to just leave him and wait for his time when he is ready. And that is even what helps at some point. It helped us to manage him at some point. So we were visiting the speech and language therapist. We were visiting the pediatrician, and we were visiting. So he started the nursery. And we had to give. So those visits to pediatrician, those hospital visits, they told us that we can share it with the nursery so that we can be on the same par, on the same page with how we are taking care of him. So I had to share some documents with the nursery, and then I made them know his needs, made them know he had speech delay, made them know that the speech delay caused him to be in his part because we're not communicating. He couldn't communicate those needs, So I just made them know everything about him that they needed to know. So we were working together with the nursery and the medical professionals. So we were all working together for him. And up until now, I really thank God for improvements. And it's just always good to be grateful at every point, every stage that we are. It's good to be grateful to God Almighty because He's able to do anything for us. He's able to break protocols. So for the speech, when he started, so immediately after the surgery, after his recovery, he resumed the nursery. And his social skills really improved. It's improved. Number one, because he's hanging out with other children. Number two, he's going out the more. When they go to the nursery, they're able to go to the garden. They have a garden in the nursery. They're able to go to the garden to play. They're able to, swim. They're able to. Sometimes they send consent to us for them to have a walk. So they go on a walk. They play in the muzzle. So she's able to get stimulated in different ways. So I observed that his social skills really, really skyrocketed. It improved, but he was still using the diaper at that point. So January this year, we, at least when we saw that this stage, a particular stage has improved, we decided to, we wanted to take it one point. We didn't want to rush him. We wanted to just take it one step at a time. So when we saw that his speech was improving, he wasn't only saying mommy alone, he wasn't only saying daddy alone, his speech was improving, really, really improving. We decided to, give it time, and then we start the potty training process. Thank you all for joining. Thank you. As you come, the just like the channel, like this live stream, and then don't forget to subscribe and tell me where you're watching from. So in case you're watching this replay, just type comment replay in the comment section for me, please. Just put replay. And if you're just coming in, where are you watching from? So to continue my story, we started the potty training in January. So what the nursery told me to do was, in his bag, we put a pants, we put the trainers the trainer's dapper, that one that is the pants one, and then we put extra pants, the underwear. We put extra underwear and extra clothes and trousers in his bag in case he has an accident. So those were the things that we put in the bag. And then at home, I bought a potty. I bought a potty. The potty I bought, I ordered for potty, and a pink potty came for us. A pink potty came after ordering the potty. Imagine, a pink potty was, and he's a boy. So I told myself, no, it's not about the color. I'm still going to use this potty. We'll use it. It's not just about the color. So when the potty came, I started by putting there's this program, this cartoon, children's cartoon program, where they teach how to use the potty. So I was playing that cartoon for him so that he can have it in his subconsciousness. So he can have it, have it in mind that, oh, this is what is going to be happening. So I bought his potty, I put it around him. It was still new, there was nothing there. So I was always putting that potty around him so that he knows that this new potty he has, learning from the cartoon, this cartoon that I played for him, he knows that he will have to open that potty. Thank you for joining. Please, as you join, like the live stream, please. Like the live stream, give it a like and subscribe, please, if you have not subscribed yet. So I just put the potty around him. I put it around him so that he knows that this potty is for training, as you have watched in the cartoon. So we started gradually. He was thriving more in the nursery than at home. So when he gets home, he doesn't want to use the potty. He just tells me, Mommy, can you put Mommy Dapper? Because he couldn't put that long word together. So he just says Mommy Dapper. But at the um at the nursery, he will wear the dapper to the nursery, but when he's within 2 hours, they just do the potty train. They do the potty training. So they will take the dapper out for 2 hours and keep telling him to go to the potty. They keep reminding him. I think every 10 minutes or so, they keep reminding him to go to the potty at the nursery. So, but when he gets home, he wants to become lazy. When they see their mom, we are their mates. We are their mates. So when he gets home, he will tell me, "No, I don't want to use the dapper. I don't want that. I don't want to use the potty. I want to use the dapper." Oh, sorry. Can you excuse me, please? Can you excuse me, please? Go. Sorry, guys. I needed to use the bathroom. So as I was saying, I my eyes is squinting. So as I was saying, the nursery was helping. we're also doing it. So when he gets home, he gets lazy. And for me, he will keep crying and all that. And then if if I don't put the diaper on for him, we have a rug in the house, a carpet. He's gonna wet the rug. So I'll just put it on for him. I'll put the diaper on for him. Um Later I started talking to him in a way like he was an adult. I told him, you're going to be 4 years old very soon, and I'm sure you don't want to go to a proper school using the diaper, and I want you to be able to stop using this diaper. In fact, children hear, not even babies can hear. Do you know babies can hear? It was one of the doctors that told me that babies can also hear. Just keep talking to your babies. So I used to talk to my babies. When I have my children, I talk to them like I'm talking to an adult. When they are crying, I said, "Why are you crying? I just finished breastfeeding and you want food again." So I'll just keep talking to them like having the. I did that mostly for my first child, because being a first child, I had, being a first child, I had somebody to talk to, like a companion. So I was always talking to her. I was always talking to her as a baby. I was always like talking, discussing with her. You know, it was a funny moment because I always laugh when that happens. So he was lazy at home. So when I had that discussion with him and told him that I don't want him to go to the proper school, which will be resuming in September. I don't want him to go to proper school and still be using the diaper. It's not going to be nice, and it's going to be embarrassing for me. And then in those proper schools, they always tell you to make sure that you have trained your child off, you have weaned your child off the diaper. You know, I was really, really looking forward to him stopping. So after when they had that conversation, he started cooperating at home, even though it was a struggle. At some point, he would say, no, 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 no. Going to the potty was a struggle for him. I don't know why. If I using the proper toilet, at some point I told myself, it will be okay. It will be good for me. Oh, it will be good for me for him to be using that proper toilet, so that I won't have to be um, um, emptying the potty all the time. That's less stress for me. But he was just so scared of that proper toilet. He was so scared of it. So I didn't want to force it. I just told him, okay, you can use your pink potty. You can keep using your pink potty. So he was using the pink potty. It was a struggle. At some point he would say, no, he doesn't want again. No, 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 no. I want my dapper. My dapper. So that's what he was saying. I want my dapper. And I'll say, no, baby, you don't want your dapper. Sometimes I'll give him gifts, lollies. I give him lollipop, sweets, just to encourage him. And then a lot of clap. He likes that clap. A lot of clap. I'll just tell the sister, can you give him a clap? He didn't have an accident. So in school, they'll tell him, they used to give him a sticker as well in school. So those are the encouragements. They'll give him stickers in school. In the house, we'll give him lots of love, lots of claps, sweets, and all that. So he was getting encouragements from all corners. And those are the things that, improved. Those are the things that helped him. We're always clapping. I was ready to clap. I was ready to, dance, give him anything he wants. Sometimes I will even tell him, I'll put your program for you. I'll put your cartoon for you. What do you want? Do you want Diana and Roma? All this. I was just like giving him all the encouragement that he needed. So he, so he, so he just suddenly started using. In fact, from using potty, I just saw him one day on the toilet seat. And I was like, you that is always scared of toilet seats. Like the toilet seats, I don't even know. Once I put him on it, he starts screaming. And then I just suddenly saw him willingly go to the toilet seat and said, Mommy, I want to use mommy toilet. And then for the pool, if he wants to open his bowel, he's always running around. You see him running around, and then you know that, oh, this one wants to use this. Then go and open your bowel. He will not go. If he wants to open the bowel, he wants to use the pot, the dapper. So that day, I just willingly saw him go to the toilet, sat down. But I was still playing that cartoon, um, that cartoon of potty training. I was still playing it. And then I think more of he was seeing every other person in the house using that toilet. And it wasn't biting. The toilet wasn't biting. So probably he has put one or two together. Oh, during potty training, these people are using this toilet. And then probably he has gone to his nursery toilet and seen that this thing is still there and people are using it and it's not biting. So I'm sure those are the things that encouraged him, because I just saw him in the toilet that day, sitting on the that seat that he's always scared of, always running from. And I was like, this is it, man. This is it. So I really, really encouraged him. I bought pizza for him just so that thank you for coming. Please like the stream, give it a thumbs up, or just double tap on your screen and subscribe before you go. Before you go, I see people coming and going. People coming and going. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you for coming. I appreciate you. So that's how we were able to manage that potty training. It was just a gradual thing, and I feel like we shouldn't force these children. We shouldn't force them, because everybody has their time. These fingers are not the same. They are not they are not equal, and everybody grows in different phases. Everybody grows in different phases, and I'm able to understand that the way my first daughter grows is different from the way my second daughter grew, and will be different from the way my third son will grow. So they all grow differently. They all have different needs, different wants, you know. So I'm able to, train them in that way, because I know they can't be the same. I and my siblings cannot be the same. Even twins that were born same day, same period, they don't have the same character, they don't have the same needs, wants. So I was able to understand that part of him. I didn't force him during that potty training. I didn't force him. But sometimes I would just give that stern look, and then he would run off. And so, but I didn't really push it that much. Instead, I was having that communication. I was having that communication because they hear. These children, they hear. They hear. Oh. So I was just having that conversation with him and letting him know that, he's going to start school soon, and I'll be happier if he stops using the pad, the diaper, and life will be a lot easier for himself and myself. And it was just those positive affirmations, positive conversation was going on. And all of a sudden, from school, the reports from school was saying, from school, sometimes they will say he had two accidents, which means the extra clothes we took to school, we gave him to school, was used up. So they usually have spare. You bring in spare. If you that spare pop socks, tights, you have to bring in spare. So from having 2 to 3 accidents in school, it's reduced to 1 accident, and then suddenly he wasn't having any accidents. So the thing that did it was, there was this holiday, bank holiday, that we had, and then that period I was also on leave. So I just told myself, this is it. We are almost getting there. So during the day, he's not going to use the pad. So in the morning, after bathing, brushing his teeth, you go on the trousers alone, and then I'll be observing. So once he's playing, go to the toilet. I'll just keep reminding him, to go to the his potty. So I was reminding him to go to keep going to his potty to use the potty. So it was like that and like that. The first day there was, I think, one accident. The second day, it kept on improving. It kept on improving, and before you know it, he stopped totally. And even stopping was not even enough. He just transitioned to using the toilet, and the potty was like toy to him. He didn't want to use the potty again. If I tell him, "Oh, go to your potty," he say, "No, I'm going to the toilet." To the toilet. So he will say no, he's going to the toilet. So it was just a big change. And I'm planning to write um ebook about this, the potty training, how I'm able to manage it, navigate it, all the praises, all the things you should include, all the things you should do and all the things you shouldn't do. I'm going to drop an ebook soon on how I'm able to potty train my 4-year-old son within a set time. I'm going to do that ebook very soon. It's going to come out soon. So yeah, we're able to navigate that. Thanks to God. Then concerning the speech, his speech also in, improved. Let me use my glasses. My eyes are flinting. His speech also improved. His speech really, really improved um, from December, from October, within October last year till now. There's been a big, big improvement. Within October till now, there's been a big improvement, which I give all the thanks to Almighty God. Before he was just saying mommy or he'll pull you, but now he's able to put two words together, he's able to put three words together, he's able to put like, yeah, four, because he's able to say, I want to go to toilet. I want to go to toilet. He's able to string like five, six together. He's able to say, I'm hungry. Before he won't say he's hungry, he'll just pull you to where the fruit is or where the biscuit is. He'll just pull you there. And this thing I'm talking about was like 7 months ago, 6, 7 months ago. He will pull you to what he wants. He's not going to communicate with you. So I thank God for improvements, for everything. I really, 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 really give thanks to the Almighty. And so that's my story about um, that's my story about my toddler's adenoidostomy, his surgery. I talk about the surgery story and what else? Um, the potty training story, right? He's also a picky eater. Hey, picky eater. This boy. Mm, sorry, I want to share the live stream. I want to share the live stream. I want to share the live stream. Um, this boy, he doesn't eat. He picks on everything. So what I do is I make my yogurt from home now. I make my yogurt from home. I'm able to just come up with some things that I know that they are really, really nutritious. And if he takes it, it will cover his nutritional needs for the day. So I ensure that he takes his multivitamin. He doesn't miss his multivitamin. He takes it, and then he takes his yogurt. That is the fat. He takes yogurt, and he takes some fruit. Excuse me, please. So he takes his fruits. He takes his multivitamin, he takes yogurt. He picks on food so much. He picks even in the nursery. There was a time I wrote a letter to them just to tell them that he's not eating. Even in the nursery, he brings back his food, and I'm worried. I'm really, really worried. So he doesn't like to eat. He picks on everything. Even the yogurts, I have to cajole him, encourage him so that he will eat. Sometimes I'll tell him, I'm not going to be your friend. You're not going to be my friend again if you don't take this. So it encourages him to eat something, just to have something in his tummy. But it makes me worried because he's still a picky eater. He's still a picky eater. So, but I mean, that's just minor concerning. It's not really a health concern like that, but it could be if he's not really, really eating so much. It can cause malnutrition, but I ensure that he takes his multivitamin, that he doesn't miss his multivitamin, and I ensure that he takes, all those. I ensure that he's hydrated. That is the most important thing because I've been to the GP. I took him to the GP just to complain this, and GP was like, as long as he's eating, as long as he's drinking, he's taking fluids, that he will be fine. But we should ensure that he's not dehydrated. So those were the things that we just put into consideration. I want to share my video. I want to share the live stream. I want to share the live stream. Oh, la, 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 la. Hello. I was sharing the live stream. So that is it about my toddler, and I I just want to thank you, everyone, for coming to the live stream. I'm going to drop a video soon about something that happened to me last week. Yeah, is it last week? Yeah, something that happened to me last week. Between last week and this week is is something that I want everybody to learn from. Something I want everybody to learn from. I'm going to do the video and I'll drop it for everyone to watch it and enjoy it. It's quite insightful and impactful. So I like everyone to enjoy it. And thank you for everyone that have joined. If you're just joining, can you tell me where you're watching from? Can you tell me where you're watching from and what's the weather like where you are? What's the weather like? So when it's 3 o'clock now, I'll go and pick my lovely son. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for subscribing. I saw some subscription. Thank you for liking my video. Thank you for coming around. I appreciate you. I do not take you for granted. Do not take this for granted. Um, so this video is just to come and show my face, and then to also get to know, for you to get to know me. This is my real face. This is my real face. Just to get to know ourselves in real life. It's um it's really amazing having this connection, and that's why I came, to do the live. I have some live streams, but this is more relatable. Yeah, coming live is more relatable than doing a live stream, and that's why I came today to have this discussion. So if you would like me to talk on a particular topic, or if you would like to ask a question concerning everything that I've discussed, do well to just drop it in the comment section, and I'll be so happy to um, respond and reply. I'll be happy to reply um, whatever question you wish to ask. If you want me to talk about a particular topic, do well to drop it in the comment section. I'll be happy to review it and talk about it. I appreciate everyone that has been on this live stream. Thank you so much. I do not take this for granted. Um, I just want to check the live stream. Mm, mm. All right, so I just shared the live stream, but then I'll be going off now. So for anybody watching the replay of this live stream, you can just go back to the replay and ask any question that you feel like asking. Just ask. I think it's because I've put these glasses on for a while, so I feel like I should just let it remain on my face. It's making me squint. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for being on this live. I really appreciate you. I do not take it for granted. Do well to come to my channel just to stop by and then see what I've got to offer. It will really mean so much to me. It will mean so much to me. Thank you so much for coming. And by the way, this is my first live stream. I've been doing silent live stream, like I said, but this is my first live stream coming live, and I'll be doing more of this. And I'll be doing more of this coming, putting my face here for the live stream. I'll do more of this. It makes my channel more relatable, and you tend to get to know me better, right? Right. So thank you, and have a lovely day wherever you are. Have a lovely time. Have a lovely day. Bye.